Hi guys, good morning. You are welcome once again to Catfish Solution Place and Academy, where we give in-depth information about catfish farming, where we answer questions on catfish farming, where we give knowledge about catfish farming. Once again, my name is still Membi your uncle. So today is the 19th of November 2021, and today, as you are watching on your video, I am at Anthony Village. In here, I'm supplying some fast-growing standard jumbo size. That means post-juvenile seeds to a client at Anthony Village in Lagos. As you can be watching on this video, why I normally switch on to make sure that I give lectures, knowledge on catfish farming on my YouTube channel at present is one, so that if you are an intended catfish farmer or you are not in the country, you are in abroad and you want to set up a catfish farming, with some of these lectures, guides, you will be learning one or two things about the business. So I use that opportunity to be giving an audio on a visual lecture, and you will be watching on your background some of the activities we do on a daily basis. The activities are, maybe sometimes we visited a concrete setting area, or a tarpaulin setting area, or a plastic setting area, or any kind of means of raising catfish. You can from there see the system. Any of the system that you like, you may abide to that system and follow that system. With that, maybe you want us to mentor for you, or you want us to do your construction for you. With this, you can refer to a video that you watched and you notice that you will like your system to be like this, that we should build it for you, so we can easily identify which one we are really talking about. What you are watching there is a tarpaulin pond setting, which is run at a backyard of their house, and the tarpaulin setting is being braced, as you can see, and has been channeled. So we are just there to supply seeds to them and to give them a little bit of mentorship and a gift too, as well, as you'll be watching on this video. But what really happened there is that by the time we are coming to your farm for a setup like this, we make sure that you carry on some practices. That means you take in some factors. That means you make your pre-stocking exercise. We take it very, very important. Pre-stocking exercise are because sometimes we may visit your farm and put in some seeds and the seeds start dropping. That fault may not be from us, it may be from you. So we make sure that you do that before we stock your pond. So some of the pre-stocking is the cleaning and sterilizing of your pond, which is done, and the water has to be in the pond at least for 6 hours before the arrival time, which is done. So what we are here to do now, we bring up the seedlings and we are netting the pond. The essence of pond netting, there are a lot of advantages of pond netting, which you can see on your video. Pond netting prevents your fishes from jumping out from the ponds. It prevents predator from picking your fishes, and it prevents, maybe you are having a poisonous leaf, or you are in an environment there are a lot of leaves and you don't want this to litter your pond or congest your pond. Sometimes wasted leaves do go to the base of the pond and block your drainage. So with this, the net can sustain all those factors. So it is very, very key and important for you to really understand some things about catfish farming. And I hope that as you are watching from the background, you will be picking one or two things. You will be learning from one or two things that you are seeing us doing there that may interest you by calling us, and we give you more details and information about it. So after we might have checked everything that is well done, we might have seen any kind of error that we can advise you to do in future references. The next thing to do is to stock your pond. As you can watch from this video, we are about to stock the pond. And as you are watching this video now, make sure that you click on the subscription button. This is an encouragement for us. Click on the subscription button and kindly press on the notification button. The notification button, why this is important is that you will be notified when we release new videos on this channel. Immediately we drop a video on this channel, Facebook will notify you that there's a deep video from us which you should watch too as well. And as for you know that presently now we are giving informative videos that you don't need to miss out if you really want to be a catfish farmer. And again, press on the like button, that means the thumbs up button, and give comments. It's very, very key. If you need anything that you want us to talk about, make sure that you drop it on the comment section. I will read it and I will answer you. And for those of you who have not gotten my ebooks, my e-videos on catfish training, make sure that you do that now. As I said earlier, we have load of informative books on catfish farming in there, where we have the video of our hatchery and management. We have the ebook on catfish hatchery and management. We have the book we titled "For May Launch," those for that are doing 3 months rearing period. That we call it May Launch. May Launch is what we call mela. That means a mixture, is a combination of sizes. That's what the meaning of May Launch. So I have a book that I tagged Guide to a Successful May Launch Catfish Farming. And if you think you really want to go into small catfish business, which is money spinning now, these are some of the value chains in catfish farming. There's a book for that too as well, which you can study how to process your fishes, how much you can make on heat, and load lot of information on that too. I titled that one Guide to how to set up a small catfish business. And again, have a book that I tagged The Feeding Chart. Make sure you get that. That is very, very cheap. It's a very cheap, very cheapy book. This tells you how to feed your fish on an FCR, that means the feeding conversion ratio of 1:1. That would not to waste your fishes too as well. And if you want to go more comprehensive on that book, there's a book I wrote that I titled The Secret of a Successful Catfish Farming. As we all know that anything that have a secret is like an icon, so you need to get a copy of that too. This will elaborate to you, will give you more understanding about how to raise your fishes for 6 months, and we give you betterment, how to check the weight of your fishes, if they are weighing as required or not. All this you will get inside the book. And again, I have a book that I titled How to Write a Compressive Business Plan. This book is highly educative. Make sure that you get a copy. Not only about you needed to write a business plan, it tells you how to plan for your business, so you can see how important it is. Writing a business plan means planning for your business, knowing the profit and loss of your business. So by the time you are doing your planning, you don't need to write a business plan for loan or anything. Make sure that you understand the finances, the finance implication, your finance estimate, your financial analysis of your business. So it is very, very key. You get a copy of that too as well. And again, I have a book that I titled How to Start a Business from Nothing. That book call on anybody that really want to start any business at all. If you are still on a paid job, that means you are still on a job, you are a worker, and you need to start up a business, or you are afraid on which business to start up with, and you are scared on how to start up in any business, by the time you grab this book, read to understanding, I know from that you will want to pick out a business as little as it to start with. As you all know that paid job does not give you guarantee, you need to have a personal job. You don't have to rely on work, but you need your own personal business. So that will answer all those questions, and more of my ebooks that you can get to as well. But I will be proceeding on my lecture today, which I tagged why it is important to have knowledge about catfish farming. Some people just thought they love that business, because I normally interview some people that will say, this business, I love it and I want to start it, and I just like the way people are doing it, I just want to try it. I normally tell them, you don't try business. Is an error. You don't try business. Anything that you want, what we call a business, is what you are doing to make profit. If you are not doing anything for profit, it doesn't worth it. That means maybe it's an hobby, or you just want to have a pet in your house. You can say, please, I need fish pet. Like you have a dog in your house as a pet, you have cat in your house as a pet, so you can also make a fish a pet in your house. But if you really want to make it as a business, that means you are investing to make profit. So anything you are investing to make profit, I think you need to know, to have knowledge, to have some understanding about those things. So, from my lecture today, I'll be talking about some few factors that can really help you, so that you can have an comprehensive. If you are watching most of our video, I will still be telling you some of the factors too as well, but these are just global comprehensive knowledge that we really need to know about catfish business. So the first thing to know, if maybe you are not in Nigeria, you are in abroad, you are in diaspora, you are watching me, the first thing to really check, to ask question about, is your environmental factor. Your environmental factor is very, very important. You can't just think you want to set up a catfish farming. Maybe you are in a local area and you thought you have a land there, and you just said, I need it in my urban area, I just want to start up a catfish farming there, and because I have lands there, I have 1 acre there, and I just want to go there to start a catfish business. The fact is that if you don't consider your environmental factor before setting up such a business, it will still run as a doom. I normally pity some guys that have well over millions of naira, that have worked in abroad for a very, very long time, and take this information, these factors, as a vain. That means you are not really concerned about your environmental factor. You just thought you have a landed property in a bushy area, and which is not well accessible to walk, to road, to vehicle, and you think you can buy a Helios or get a bus to be conveying your goods outside to sales. Let me shock you. You can do that as a businessman, but by the time you are calculating your cost, because your cost of you getting a bus or a van to convey those fishes outside, you are adding more to your input. And if you are not careful, because you didn't have that required knowledge about this business, and that one have not really assured you that you are going to make profit on that business, and already you are even incurring more liabilities, because car himself is a liability because it has to be depreciated. Buying fuel, maintaining the car are also liabilities. The only way you can use your car to convey fishes out for farmer is, one, when they requested for it, then when the buyers requested for it, and you charge them. By the time you charge them, you are reducing your input and boosting your output. This most people don't know. So don't just think that, like, I have a client that called me from Canada that he said he has a farm in Owerri, very far, and what he said is that is in a bushy side, but if they want to sell what have you grow, is buying about 3 or 4 vehicles. So these vehicles will take it out. I had to advise him, I don't join in that kind of a business, but by the end of the day, if I collect your money, I don't pray to be offline. I pray to be growing as I'm growing gradually. So, and you still meet me maybe in 5 to 6 years, I don't want you to point out at me that I'm the one that ruined your business. I have to be fair of in any business I do, any business transaction I do. I make sure I try my best and I leave the rest to God. So I advise him not to do it because he's not really concerned about these environmental factors, not even looking at other factors in the environment that is not really helping. So I do advise you, if you want to set up a fish farm like that, since it's a business, I will advise you to get a land outside. If you have that money, get another land outside. It doesn't really mean you are boasting that you have 10 acres of land. That is when you are a farmer. I normally tell you guys, only a pieces of land, that means a quarter of land, can generate you millions on catfish farming. It's not about the matter of the pond you have. Some pond you will see I have 200 ponds. Pond 1 they will tag them to pond 30, pond 50, and by the time you get to the farm, you will notice that it's only 2 ponds that have been functioning in that pond for over 5 years or 3 years that they have been running the business. So that doesn't really mean, it doesn't really make sense to me. Some farms, you go to some farms, they only have just 3 ponds and the ponds are functioning every single day and is well stocked and well managed, and they are making good returns and good profit. Those are the people I'm keen myself into. I don't want to join to waste money for you. So I'm just have to tell you this factor. How important is it for every farmer to really know? And another thing is that after looking at your environment, I said this, I pointed just this out, and it is important. It's about water. That means your water, availability of water, and your water quality. These are very, very important. As we all know that fish lives in water. And if fish live in water, if fish cannot do without water, if you take fish from water for 30 minutes, they will die. So why don't you plan for water? You need to plan for water. There's some farm setup that may be closer to a river that is flowing. Some may take the water from that side, which is very, very risky. I normally tell you, because if the water is being polluted from where it's coming, maybe you have a factory as far as that place, and those factories are working on a dangerous chemical, and that chemical is being poured inside the water just to waste off, and maybe that is that time that you are utilizing the water. It has a lot of disadvantage. So, but please make sure that you secure and get a good source of water and a quality water. There's a farm I visited at Ajah. When I got there, I noticed that they have about 10 boreholes or 20 boreholes, a lot of boreholes, but the boreholes are not working because of the environment of that area. So the only advice I can give when I got there is that you need an industrial borehole. An industrial borehole in that area can cost them most of about 5 million naira. So I think if you really want to run a successful business and you have a wider pond, I don't see why you shouldn't take to that advice. Because anybody that can advise you that you don't need such a water, quality water, a flowing water, a quantity water for your fishes is just advising you at a doom. So this has to be corrected and has to be taken. So I will advise you to take into those factors as very, very important if you really want to start your catfish farming. That is why I tagged this video, what to know before you start you need knowledge before you start a catfish farming. And again, you need what we call the physical properties of the water. What I mean, the principal water, you need to check the water. You need to understand your water to see how clean the water is. Check the turbidity. Is it moldy? Is it oily? That means, is there any sign of iron in the water? Is the turbidity of the water too high? So that means the physical appearance of the water. And I am very, very sure that if you yourself see a water physically, you should know what this water is. For example, if you go to an area and they give you a water to drink, before you drink that water and you see it, you should know this water is good for drinking. And so don't just think because they are fishes and the water you can't drink, you give it to fishes to drink, because fishes too, they drink lots of waters, and you want them to grow without having bacteria or particle infection, or you want them to grow well. There's a farm too I visited. By the time I got there, their water is full of iron. As the water is full of iron, they are using the water for the fishes. And by the time I got there, the fishes are close about 6 months, and they are now up to 250 grams. So by the time I checked around, I studied it, I asked questions, I now discover the water is full of iron. And the worst thing about it is that they are even putting other chemicals to add more for the fishes to be congested. I don't know who advised them. They said they have a farm, is it, what do they call them? Is it farm consultant that consult for them? I don't know what will happen to that consultant that will consult for them when they have an iron water and he still has them to put eczema, or what is the name of this thing that is used with I've forgotten, I will remember if I'm talking, to put inside that water. So the water becomes so black, so irritating for the fish to live. So I don't know why such fishes will grow. So all these physically you need to monitor and see yourself. And as I'm going on this video, make sure that you watch this video to the end, and make sure that you subscribe to this video and press on the notification button. It's very, very key and important. So all these you need to study about your water. Make sure that you understand the chemical properties of your water. Take your water to the lab. Check the parameters. We have close about 15 parameters, not even more than that. But the most key one is about 9. Make sure that you go and check this. Check the salinity, check the turbidity, check the alkalinity, check the pH, both. Check the lot of parameters. If you want to know more about this, get my books on Catfish hatchery. The lot of parameters are there. How you can control it is there. So these are an advice for intending farmer to know how to seek knowledge, why it is very, very important for you to seek knowledge before you start catfish farming. And again, we don't really consider about our climatic factors. What I mean by climatic factor is that, one, how is the sun in your location? How is the rain in your location? How do harmattan affect your location? So if you want to start up a farm, all these climatical change are to be the one that will guide you, so that you will know that so period I will not hatch. And if I want to hatch at so period, I will need an hatchery house. There are some farms that don't need an hatchery house at all. That's the truth. But if you call a consultant that is planning for you and you say you need an hatchery, the first thing that will come to them is that we need to build an hatchery room, we need to build an hatchery hall for you. Not all the time. If you get to some area at a particular period, if you are building your hatchery room with tarpaulin, so that's why I normally advise, if you want to build, you can even use tarpaulin to cover it up. So just put all the tarpaulin up so that you will see air will blow. oxygen will penetrate. You will see the concentrate of an oxygen in that house. It will not be too blocky. When you needed to cover it for cold, you put it down. So all these factors has to be checked and well understood. So make sure that you do all these factors, which are very, very important. And you really you need to understand the mortalities of your fishes. What is mortality? How to control your mortalities? Will I have mortalities or not? Some people will tell you they don't. My fishes are dying. You shouldn't die. Fish should die. There's no way fish should not die. It is recommended that you have 10% mortality of every area of your stock. So that's why I normally advise, if you want to stock, buy that 10% or buy 20% inclusive of what you are having, so that you can achieve your required percentage of stock. I'll be talking more about this on my next video, because it's still widening and broadening. It's a very huge information, which I know will be helpful to those people that are really keen enough to really tap into what we call good information. Good information is very, very scarce, but it helps for those that have IQ, have brain, are creative enough to add more to what they had. Get more creative and build it to the passion for themselves to grow their business. So I'll be going on this video today, and make sure that the video I'll be releasing tomorrow, make sure that you watch it to the end too as well. So thank you very much. My name is still Odutola, your anchor Catfish Solution Plays an Academy, where we give you in-depth information about catfish farming. And as I said again, make sure that you like, subscribe to this channel as we are watching. So press on the notification button so that you can be well informed when I release new videos on this channel. So as I sign up, thank you very much. God bless you. I said it again, take God first, and God bless you all. Thank you.